When would you use C equals pi times D? When you're given the diameter or when you're looking for the diameter. When would you use 2 pi r? You're trying to find the circumference, but you're given the radius or you're looking for the radius. Okay, so number 3 says, if you open up your student journal page to 318. So open. Happens to Libro. Come on, 318. No. 318. 318. 318. You'll see 3 and 4 are right here. Number 3, the directions say find the measure indicated. So we're finding the radius of a circle with a circumference of 8 feet. So which of these two formulas are we going to use? 2 pi r. Why are we using 2 pi r? Because we're trying to find the radius. So C equals 2 pi r. All right. So it says with a circumference of 8 feet. So where am I going to plug in 8? For C. Equals 2 pi. All right. So then what do I do from here? Divide by 2 pi. Plug it in your calculator from here. So you should all be doing that and writing down the answer. You do not have to say it out loud. You should just write it down on your paper. All right, Caleb, what do we get? Your calculator messed up? It's what? Turning purple. Okay. Tyler, what'd you get?
1.27.
Is that rounded and everything? Okay, 1.27 feet. All right, that's the answer. The second problem, find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 2.4 meters. So which formula are we going to use? C equals pi d. All right, so we're trying to find the circumference with a diameter of 2.4. Where am I going to plug in 2.4? Yep. Pi times 2.4. Go ahead and type that into your calculator. This would go a lot quicker if you would actually do it. Come on. You don't have to type in pi. Type in pi times 2.4. 7.54 meters. All right, so that's one thing we did yesterday. If you were not here, 7.54. That's what someone told me.
Mine says 7.5. It's a 9 changes. Something wrong.
7.54. That's because you did pi times 24.
Wow.
Oh. It's supposed to be pi times 2.4. There you go. All right. So we're going to use this formula up here. Arc length of AB over, instead of 2 pi r, what did I put? Circumference.
Yeah, that triple.
All right. And it equals the measure of arc AB over 360. This entire first fraction should be in length. So y'all look up here, please. So sit up. And look at the screen. Because a lot of you, you have the formula in front of you. I'm not even asking you to memorize it completely. I'm asking for you to be able to use the formula. A lot of students are making mistakes. Jerome, I suggest you open those eyes. A lot of students are making mistakes because they don't know where to plug things in. What did I tell you the entire first fraction is? It's still over there. It's in length. So if you have degrees in the first fraction, you are wrong.
What if they didn't give you an
They do every. Then you would not plug. This is where degrees go. you would plot these two things. And you would plug in the arc length and the circumference and 360, and you would solve for the measure. You're always going to be given one of these, two of these three things. In letter A, what are we looking for? Arc length. So where is arc length in these two fractions? Look at the formula.
From A to C.
Top left. Top left. Arc length goes up here. Look, they already told you arc length. All right, the circumference. It doesn't tell you the circumference right away, but you should be able to find the circumference. What are we given that could help us find it? The radius, which is 12. So, which circumference formula would I use? 2 pi r?
Even 2,
Yeah, it's okay. So, C equals 2 times pi times 12. I'm telling you in the middle of a problem, leave it in terms of pi. Do not hit S to D. So what is 2 pi times 12 equivalent to? 24 pi. You don't even need a calculator for that. All right, so x, what goes on the bottom of this fraction now? 24 pi. It's amazing how none of you are writing this down. It equals the measure of the arc. So what is a measurement of an arc that we have in this picture? 100. And what always goes on the bottom? 360. That will never change, ever. You're just going to have to know it. All right, so you can do one of two things. Most of the time you can cross-cancel. There's something even easier than cross-canceling in this problem. What's happening to x? It's being divided by what? 24 pi. What's the opposite of dividing by 24 pi? Multiplying by 24 pi. So you multiply both sides by 24 pi. And you literally type that in your calculator. Yep, same answer. So now you're going to type it in your calculator. Yes.
How do you type in the calculator? Does that say x over 24?
All right, what goes in the top of the fraction? First fraction. 6.5. What goes in the bottom of the first one? X. We don't know. That's what we're looking for. What goes in the top of the second fraction? 130. Over?
360.
Good. Cross multiply, you get, oh, sorry. Is it 2340?
It's 2340.
Equals 130x. Divide by 130 and x equals 18, and it is in meters. Good. All right. Last thing we went over yesterday was converting from degrees to radians. When you're converting into radians, what does your answer always look like? Not a fraction. It's not an A. It always has what?
Pi.
Pi in the answer. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take 60. You're going to multiply it by a fraction. We want pi in the answer, so pi is in the numerator. 180 is on the bottom. All right. You can cross-cancel or cross-simplify or whatever. How many times does 60 go into 180? 3 times. So this is the same thing as pi over 3. This is in your student journal still, page 318, I want to say. So you don't write 1 pi. You write pi over 3. It is 1/3. But just like you don't write 1x, you don't write 1 pi. The second, we have 5 pi over 6. We're converting into degrees. So do we want pi in the answer? No. So you're going to multiply by 180 over pi. This is so the pi's will cancel out. Is there anything else we can cross-cancel? 180 and 6. 6 goes into 180. 30 times. 5 times 30 is 150. All right, that is the last portion of yesterday. Turn to page 322 in your student journal. 322. It's like 4 pages away. Maybe 3. It's what? I'm talking front and back. Because 318, 319, 320, 321. Okay. You good? Sorry, I didn't even ask. So we're going to use the formula for area of a circle. Does anybody remember the formula for area? It's something with a squared and a pi. Circles don't have a side. It is pi r squared. Good. There is no formula of a circle, the area of a circle with a diameter. It's only with a radius. All right, so you're going to be doing the same thing that you did with circumference. So find the area, find each indicated measure. Find the area of a circle with a radius of 2.5 meters. So we're going to write the formula. Where does 2.5 get plugged in?
R.
R, because it's the radius. So pi times 2.5 squared. Is squaring the same thing as doubling? No, it is not. So if you put 5, is not correct. 2.5 squared is 6.25. All right, it doesn't say leave it in terms of pi, so you can hit S to D. Pi times 6.25. Round to the nearest, let's do hundredth.
Is that a formula?
19.6.
See, year my dad was born. Centimeters. Boom. Is this a formula? Yes. That's a formula right here. Yes, that makes him 55. That's not that old. Any questions on letter A? Your mom is? Your mom's mom? Your dad is 64?
No, he's not 60.
He's born in 64. Oh, so it makes him 54. No, that would be 54 or 53 if he hasn't had a birthday yet.
My daddy old.
That's not old. I don't think it's old. Okay, letter B. Find the diameter of a circle with an area of 113.1 square centimeters.
When I go for 8, that's A right there.
Yep. So since they gave you the area, you're going to use the area formula. There is no area formula with diameter, so we're going to have to find the radius first. What relationship does the diameter have with the radius?
Radius times 2.
Yeah, and the diameter is double the radius. The radius is half the diameter. All right, so we're going to find the radius first, so let's do that. Where do I plug in 113.1? For A, 113.1 equals pi r squared. So this is where a lot of students make a mistake. You have to get r by itself, and you have to get r squared by itself. So how do you get, you're going to divide by pi. I would leave it in terms of pi again. You're in the middle of a problem, so I would leave it. All right, how do you get rid of a square root? Or sorry, I just gave you the answer. How do you get rid of a square?
Square.
Square root. Squares and square roots are the opposites of each other. So I want you to be able to type this into your calculator. You will get a whole number. So all of you, type it and write it down. The radius is 6. We're trying to find the diameter. The radius is half the diameter. The diameter is double the radius. So 12 centimeters is our final answer. Boom. All right, so here's what you're going to be doing the rest of today.